no one no lazy little dance.
Good morning. Good morning. It's Christmas Eve. And on Christmas Eve, we have a guest in here, Janae from Lake Tahoe Yoga.
You got it.
So you get a lot of snow at your house too?
You know, I live in the Banana Belt. I'm on Lower Kingsbury, so we got a lot of snow, but not as much as some people get.
That's always true, isn't it? You do get quite a bit less snow. So first off, tell us what's new at Lake Tahoe Yoga.
Well, so December, January, and February is our winter schedule. And I rolled out the winter schedule with some new classes, some fun stuff going on. And then one of our former teachers came back from hiatus, and we just added 3 new classes to the schedule with her, which means now we have a Saturday morning class and an additional Sunday evening class, and now a Wednesday midday class.
So a lot of classes, but you know, some of these classes are different levels, right? You have different levels of yoga, advanced, beginners, intermediates, super advanced, clueless, right? All the different levels.
Sure.
So just for the sake of argument, let's talk about that. What would you recommend for beginners or visitors for classes that you offer?
Well, so the great thing about our studio is we do offer a variety of classes, just like you just mentioned. And Sunday evenings, we have this wonderful class at 6 p.m., and it's a yin style practice with our teacher, Leanne. Yep. So yin is non-effortful. It's effortless. And what I tell people is you come into the yin class, you get all cushioned up with pillows and blankets and bolsters, and then you lay there. And you let your body open up. And so that's the class I always recommend for beginners, for people who maybe, you know, they want to stretch, but they're not really sure about what yoga's all about, and they don't want to break a sweat or anything. And then, you know, we have some classes on Tuesday evenings and on Friday mornings, we have a class that I call Length, Strength, and Balance. And I teach that class. And it's a great class for beginners because it moves slowly, but you're going to sweat. And you're going to work in that class because I'm going to push you a little bit.
So, you know, what would you recommend for somebody new to yoga? Where would they start? Would they start with this Sunday night class? Would they start somewhere else? Would they pick up a book? Would they just, you know, get a pillow at home and do Aum, you know? What is it? How does that work?
Well, you know, people start in all different ways. For me, I started when I was in college, and you know, my friends all took yoga, so I decided to take a yoga class and see what it was all about. But I always recommend to people, if you're interested in starting the practice, call the studio first and ask some questions and have some questions answered. Because when I talk to people, I know what questions to ask them, like as far as their athletic abilities, the last time they exercised, if they've had any injuries, chronic pain, things like that. Because a yoga practice, an asana practice, which is the physical part, can be just as challenging as going for a jog or skiing. And so it's really good for me to know what level these people are entering the studio at so that I can give them recommendations as to how to practice.
So just real quickly, where are you located so everybody knows, and the phone number and all that stuff? Can you give that to us?
Yeah, so we're in Round Hill. We're behind the Safeway on the Nevada side. Okay. There is another building back there, and it's not that hard to find, yeah. And I recommend that people just call the studio directly, and that's 775-588. 8607, and our website's so easy to find. It's LakeTahoeYoga.com.
Oh, that's real tough. LakeTahoeYoga.com.
And we're on Facebook and Twitter and Yelp, and you can read all our Yelp reviews. I think we now have 24 5-star reviews. So, you know, check us out and call us up.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for coming in, and enjoy the rest of the holiday season. And
thank you.
Enjoy your classes that are coming up, and we'll be talking to you later on, particularly when you get back to school, because you're a counselor over there at Zephyr Cove Elementary as well.
Yeah, we'll have some new things coming up there as well.
Very good. Thank you very much for coming into the studio, Janae, and we're going to be back talking about the weather and that other storm coming in right after this.